him beat by a year. I was just a little kid myself. But I've always had this like leader mentality, so I was like the leader of the pack in my neighborhood, you know. So all the other kids would listen to what I had to say, and so I don't know, I can't remember. Of course, it was many many years ago. I don't remember how I brought it to the other kids' attention that something's not right, or I don't even know if I had to bring it to their attention because I believe that I don't know. Maybe those kids were intuitive and they didn't feel that was right either. You know, I don't know how we all kind of got together and came to the determination something's not right with this man, but we did. And it got to the point that when I would be at my home, if that man was in the neighborhood, there was a certain child that would run to my home and say, such as, you know, over there, or you know, in the neighborhood. Well, he would say neighborhood, but he would come and inform, you know, he was like an informant, you know, meaning he would, if that's a word, he would come and let us know such is in this neighborhood, you know, and we all knew to be on the lookout. And it got to the point that whenever this person would be lurking in the neighborhood, I would get in between the person and the child that it was staring at, saying, "Ain't you my little girlfriend?" and lurking and looking and all that. Now, I already knew that this man wanted to do something to that child. So I got in between the man and the child while me and the child were walking together. Take note now, I'm a child myself. I don't know how old I was. I was probably, I want to put my, I don't know. I don't know if I was 8, if I was 9, something like that. But I had this fighter mentality, and I was staring down a grown man as if to say, you can step over here if you want to, but I'm gonna handle this. Now look, y'all, I'm a little kid myself, but you know, hey, like I said, I've always had some fight in me. So like I said, my enemies didn't know who they were messing with. So anyway, I know I would look at him, and I would look at him like, I'll kill you. And that's the look I was giving him. And but he would never come near that child because I would be walking right beside that child as if to say, step over here, step over here, step over here if you want to, and see what happened to you. You know what I'm saying? I come from a bloodline of folk that are fighters. So, but anyway, he never got to the child, of course, because I always made sure that if I heard, if the child was by, whoever the child was itself in his or herself in the neighborhood, I always made sure that I took off running. I think I took off running from my home, and I would come and walk beside the child and uh, poke my shoulders out and look at the man like, what now? What you gonna do now? What you think you gonna do? I'm here. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, he would look at me because he knew. I reckon he said, this little girl right here gonna give me a run for my money. I sure will. I sure will. If you think you're gonna put your hands on a child in this neighborhood. And I was a child, but like I said, I was highly intuitive. And I didn't know anything about the term pedophilia, but I knew that that man, he liked that child in a way that an adult should not be looking at a child and speaking to a child. Ain't you my little girlfriend? No, that's not your little girlfriend. That's a child. You a grown man. You need to go somewhere and visit whoever you came in the neighborhood to visit and going about your business. So anyway, it was brought to the attention of the person that he came in the neighborhood to visit. And of course, that person is an adult and had a problem with the complaint that was made. And as a result, that person's children, who was related to the man, had a problem. So, you know, it all resulted in a physical altercation between me and my whoever my was on my team was, and that man's relative, who was, all of us were sort of like around in the same age group, but those kids were a little, some of those kids were a little older than us, and it all resulted in a physical altercation that went down when we all. It started at the bus stop, and it climaxed when we hit the high school playground, and there was a physical altercation, and we won, of course, because like I said, I ain't gonna lose no battles, and even if I lose, I'm coming back to get you. But you know what? Even when that happened, no, if it happened in high school, I was not 9. So maybe, I don't know. It went on for a couple of years. It had to been going on because I remember I was a little child though when that man initially started coming in that neighborhood, and I guess it just kind of went on from summer to summer. That's how I'm looking at it, because if things popped off in junior high, I was not 9 years old. I was probably 12 or 13. So evidently it went on longer than what I thought. Y'all bear with me because, like I said, this was years ago. Okay, this was many years ago that this happened. But I wanted to speak on this because I wanted you all to just be on your P's and Q's out there and know that people that are pedophiles, they are lurkers. They'll lurk around your neighborhood. They'll lurk around your family reunions. They'll lurk around your cookouts. They'll lurk around your social circles. And you're not their interest. Your children are. You understand what I'm saying? You have to protect your children. I'm not saying you all are not, but I'm just saying this for somebody to be on their P's and Q's because a lot of times your children aren't going to tell you things because the pedophile is threatening to do something to you. If you tell your mom and your daddy, I'm going to kill them, I'm going to kill you, I'm just saying what they might say. Now, I wouldn't even want to repeat what they have to say, but I have to put it out there like that to let you parents know just because you sit down and try to talk to your children about things, that doesn't mean they're going to tell you. Because you've been threatened and don't even know you've been threatened. They're trying to protect you. So in protecting you, they're kind of covering for that pedophile. You got to pull information out of children. So I think that anyway, that situation was resolved. I won't go into any further detail than that. That situation was resolved, and that person, I think, went on and left that child alone. It was resolved because if the person had not left that child alone, it would have been on the evening news. And I'm gonna leave it at that. But I just said that because I'm not gonna protect nobody that's a threat to children, and I feel like all pedophiles need to be exposed. And the thing about it is, when it was brought to the attention of the person that the man was visiting, that person got offended and was trying to say, such and such is a holy man. And this, okay, so he tried to hide behind God. Let me tell y'all something. You better watch these folks that's walking around with these Bibles all the time and always talking about God this and Jesus that. And they are hiding behind religion. Look at how many children have been molested by people that are in their own churches or attend their own churches. Y'all better know the face of Satan. That he does hide behind disguises. He hides behind the disguises of religion. He hides behind the disguises of being saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Spirit, meaning that person will say that, but they are not that. If Satan came to you in rare form, you would know it's the devil. So you would know to lock your doors and, whatever. Keep your children safe or away from that person. But Satan will always come to you with a mask. And see, I got to tell you, God is good. Because what the devil thought was going to go down all those years ago did not go down. So like I said, for a lot of you out there, God has been protecting you all your lives. And like I said, like I said, I wasn't the target. Somebody else was. But it wasn't going to happen. Not while this sister was on the scene. And it didn't matter how old I was. It wasn't going to go down. And then come to find out, the person targeted its own, from what I was told. Now, I can't say this for a fact. But from what I was told, heard through the grapevine, targeted its own relatives. So meaning the person that it was coming to visit, it targeted her children. And that's when I guess they started believing, yeah, something is wrong with this person. See, sometimes something has to pop off with their own children, and then they'll start believing what's being spoken about somebody else's. You understand what I'm saying? When children bring things to your attention, you need to listen. I don't care who it is. I don't care whose relative it is. I don't care whose uncle it is. I don't care whose brother it is, whose daddy it is, whose sister it is, whose mother it is, whose grandfather it is, whose grandmother it is, whose friend it is, or close family members. Whatever. When children tell you things, you need to listen. I don't care how much you like that person. You better love your children more. That's what I'm talking about. You got women moving men in their homes, and the men are having sex with their young teenage daughters. Or the girls ain't even teenagers. But they not going to tell it because they might have an abusive mother and can't speak on it because she might beat them. Or be the type, oh, every time I bring a man here, you run him away. You know, those types. Don't act like those types are out there or haven't been on this planet. Make a god out of a pedophile. I want to say a man, but no, a pedophile ain't even a man. That's a piece of trash. That's using what was possibly done to them as an excuse to try to destroy somebody.